Hey everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. If you guys joined me on my last cake video, it was for Mandy. This is dedicated to Christian and also Mandy, who was Christian's mom. So the first video was dedicated to her daughter Autumn, who passed away by a terrible accident in 2021. Now her son, who is in this picture, his name is Christian, and he passed away in a terrible accident in 2018. So I promised Mandy, you could hear the whole story on the other video. I'll link the other one at the end of this video if you missed it. I wanted to make her something for them after I read her comment in my very first cake mold that I did. She made this comment. It hurt my heart, so I responded to her. Anyway, the whole story is on the other video if you want to hear it. After much time, about 2 months have passed, we finally have come to what she wants exactly. I want to do it the way she wants it, not the way I want it. So she has requested that I do the cake in her favorite red glitter, which is the red wine that I have. She would like the roses on the top to be made from the Gold Rush, which is beautiful. And this time the icing is going to be made by this pearly gold. It's called, well, they spelled it wrong, but I think it's supposed to say magic gold. This is by Estoyo. So this has a gold effect into it. So the first thing we're going to do on this one is pour the icing in here and the cake in here. So when you're doing this mold, you have to kind of think backwards because you're doing both things at one time and then opposite when we do the next layer. So this mold holds a total of 11 ounces. But when I pour the icing, this icing only here around the edge holds 3/4 of an ounce. Let me get my roses out because these roses are going to hold about a 1/2 ounce, maybe right around a 1/2 ounce. And then 4 ounces just for the cake part. So I'm only going to fill it up to that line right there with the red. So I'm going to get some resin mixed up and we're going to start this one. I've mixed up 5 or 6 ounces of my Let's Resin Fast Cure 4-hour demold. And I've got it split, 1 ounce in each of these and 4 ounces in here. So let's mix up the little ones first. So I'm going to do some Gold Rush in one. Oops, little bit of blue glitter I don't want in there from my last project. Get it out. Sorry guys. I'm just gonna dump a whole bunch of Gold Rush in there. This is really, really sparkly. This is my favorite gold that I have. And what I have left over, I'll make something else. Maybe some pendant. I got my new pendant molds in. I ordered some new pendant molds because mine were so horrible looking. And this one is going to be the mica powder for the icing. I want a good amount in here. I don't want to be able to see through it. I think this was a good choice. She's very observant. She watches all my videos, probably most of them. I don't know about all of them. But she picked all the colors from the videos that she's seen me do. And I think she made perfect choices. They will all go together. And it's just a little bit something from me to her for everything that she went through. This is a nice size little box if you haven't done this yet. I really like this mold. And then on the sides, just like her daughter's, we're going to put some wording on there. His name, date of birth, date of death, and also the wording that she had on the headstone. So it will say the same thing the headstone says. So I'm going to spray some alcohol. Zoom you out a little bit. I'm going to spray some alcohol on these little roses so we don't get any bubbles in the leaves. It really, really, really helps. Once I started spraying these with alcohol, I didn't get any more bubbles. And only about 3 fit on this cake, so I have lots left over. So I will make a few things. It settles too after a minute. It gets in all those cracks and it settles. So you do have to add a little bit more. Now Let's Resin makes the round cake mold too. I have done that once, but I asked her which ones she wanted and she prefers the heart one, which I probably would have too. I'm just going to move these out of the way. And then we will get to the icing here. Let me move that. I'm going to spray this mold with alcohol. It really helps. And one more stir. Then I'm just going to kind of fill it up to the line. I'm not going to be using all of this. Like I said, I think it holds about 3/4 of an ounce. I'm going to clean it off the middle so it doesn't cure to where the cake goes. Grab a silicone tool. And if it does cure, you could peel it off. I just try not to mess around with that after the fact. Okay, it looks like it needs a little bit more. That looks good. Move this out of the way. It's almost like a creamy color. It's really going to be pretty. I'll clean up more when I'm done with the other part. I just don't want this sitting here too long, being a very thick resin. Okay, let me move this, move this. Okay, for this one, I'm not going to take any chances with, this is a very fine glitter, it shouldn't sink. But because I don't want to redo it and it is for somebody, I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to use Elmer's glue just to hold it and suspend the glitter. So I usually do 1 drop per ounce, and I have 4 ounces in here. So I will do 4 drops. Literally a drop, not a squeeze, just a drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, no more. We won't need it for the lid because the lid is more flat. I always stir it before I add my glitter in. So that was plenty. Plus this was, I probably only needed 2 now that I think about it, because this was my fast cure, which was already thick. So it turns it to a gel. Now I'm just going to douse it with a bunch of glitter. And then I will spray the mold with alcohol as well. This is going to be so pretty. I love, this is my favorite red glitter that I have. If you guys haven't been on my eBay store, there are tons of things in there. Glitters and inlays and molds and projects that I've done, demos. So definitely check it out. So I always pull it up on my stick, and if I could see my stick or if I see too much clear resin, then I add more, but right now it looks great. Actually, I could put that right in there. So I'm just going to spray. And I see 1 rogue piece of pink glitter. I'm just going to run my hand around here. So, oop, that little pink glitter. Where did it go? Right there. Got it. So there's a little line you could see where the icing starts. That's where I'm going to pour to. I'm going to get about halfway done and then kind of push my stick in there. I'm trying to stay away from the icing side because last time I had a few rogue pieces of glitter. I thought I got them all off, but there was just a couple hanging around on there. So I'm trying to stay away from that so I don't have much cleaning to do. So I'm just going to kind of tap it, make sure it gets down in there, because there are 90-degree edges on this, and that's where bubbles like to hang out. So I'm just going to get the rest poured in, and then we're going to let this cure before we move on to the next step. If you add glue, don't be surprised when you have to like slice your resin. That's how thick it is. But it always cures perfectly. The glue does not change anything. Thanks to Daniel Cooper and his little experiments all the time. He brings us some great revelation in the resin world. Now I will have some cleaning on the top to do. But I'd rather clean this top than those sides because the sides are a little bit harder to clean with all the piping from the icing on there. It's almost up to the line. So I do have a little bit left. So I will find some pendant molds, and I will include some of these with her stuff like I did on the last cake. So she'll have some pendants from each box. She's also sending me some ashes. So I will be doing a future video for her because she would like a pendant made with his ashes, kind of like I did with Debbie, and some beach scene pendants for her. So once I get those, I will show you how to do them. Okay, I'm going to clean up off camera. I'm sure you don't need to see this. And then I'm going to pour the rest. I'll come back for the next layer. Alright, it's been about an hour and a half. I had the heat mat on. They are cured and ready for pouring. Now I will tell you, cleaning fine glitter around here was not fun. I was struggling with like little cotton swabs and alcohol while it was wet, and it wasn't getting anywhere, so I just let it cure. And then I took some painter's tape, see all this tape, and I just kind of tried my hardest to get all that glitter out from the, I didn't get it all, so warning, I did not get every little drop. And then I had to go along the inside edge here to get that all off, and you're gonna see it on the gold. So, but it's impossible to get every little drop off, but I did the best that I could. So I did that. I mixed up the resin. I mixed up 7 ounces and I split it. I did keep 1 ounce aside because I don't think I need that ounce for it. But let's unmold the little roses first and see if I need to remake them. Hopefully there's no bubbles. Oh, is that pretty? That is so beautiful. So pretty. That one's good. No bubbles. That one's good. No bubbles. And that one's good. Awesome. I'm going to set these aside so we don't ruin them. Okay, this is for the lid, and the lid is now getting the red wine. So I'm just going, I'm not going to do the glue in the lid because the lid is fairly thin. I need another stick. and I don't think it's gonna have a problem, but I am gonna make sure I put plenty in here so I don't see my stick through the glitter, so I know that I could use a little bit more. I don't want to pour over that little heart. It was not fun cleaning that thing. Now the only thing I'm worried about with the cake part, I'm worried I broke the seal, and I don't want the mica powder leaking down the sides. I don't know if I did or not, so I guess we're gonna find out. That looks good. So I'm just gonna pour this one in here. Oh, let me spray it with alcohol. That might have been a little too much, but it will dissipate. You're going to pour it all the way up to the top so you have that ledge for the fitting of the box. The only thing I just want to do, because this tends to get little bubbles under here, but hopefully that alcohol works for me and doesn't get bubbles. I think I put a little too much in there. I'll unmold all the extras later. I want to finish them off and just show you the final product. I made a whole bunch of pendants so far, and I'm going to have more from this set. Okay, that looks good. All right, so now for the mica powder. Let me move this up. I'm gonna grab a spoon instead of using that. Or a shovel, a baby shovel. Get enough mica powder in there. And this will be for the icing and the bottom. So this will be the bottom of the box and the little icing around the edge. Off so I can get it all mixed in. I really hope that seal is not broken. All right, now we'll spray. Hopefully that doesn't help it go down a broken seal. If it is, I will have to figure out what I'm gonna do, if I can save it. Okay, so this one did not have quite enough in the cup, so that's why I saved the other ounce. I'll just pour it in as clear and it will mix together with the mica powder. I just want to dome the bottom, but I think it's going to take this whole thing, so I'm just going to go ahead and add some mica powder to this. I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to be having to use this gold for an extra if I didn't have to, but it looks like it's gonna fit in there. So add like, say 12 ounces for this whole thing instead of 11, because doming a project can be like another ounce. And I don't measure that when I measure with water. That looks good. Might have a little trimming to do on the bottom, but not much. All right. Get your bubbles out. I use 99% alcohol. That doesn't leave me with any kind of residue on any project that I've ever made. And I spray it on everything. I've never had anything. So I don't know. I mean, I hear people do have residue, but I'm wondering if they're using like 91% alcohol or something else. I don't ever use anything less than 99. I buy it by the gallon. Okay, I'm just going to keep spraying this. I'm going to turn the heat mat on, and this will probably be cured in another hour. All right, so this is really cured. I've been spending the last 2 hours on all the extras that I made. So I just want to show you those before we go on. So I have a set of earrings and a pendant in the red wine. What a difference it makes with a shiny pendant mold. So I didn't have to cover all of them. I only covered the ones I put charms on. So here's one set. Then I have a set of earrings. Same thing. Here's the 3 roses I made. Super pretty. No bubbles. Okay, and then I made this one for Mandy. So I took a little bit of the red, the mica powder, and the gold, and I put a fish on there for her. So I think she will like that one. That will mean something to her. And I also made her this one out of the gold. So I put a cross on there for her. And then I took the mica powder and a tiny little bit of the red, and I just kind of swirled it together, put a little bow on the front. Here's a gold one with a black bow. Very classy. Super pretty. Here's red, and I put some pearls down the center. Another red with a heart. So basically all I do is top coat with UV resin. While the resin is wet, I place the charm on, place it in the UV light, and then when it's completely done, I put the little pinch bail on. If I was to show you all of this, I'm telling you, this took me 2 hours. Here's the gold, and then I put a fish on that one. And then one more with a blinged out turtle and a blinged out pendant. So these are gonna go to some people who order from the eBay store. So let's get this unmolded. I took the styrofoam piece out. This comes with this. If you saw the last video, it goes in here when you're pouring just to stabilize the sides so they don't cave. And I'm praying that it didn't leak. Oh, I don't think it did. Oh, thank God. It did not break the seal. Well, a little bit tiny there, but that's not too bad. I thought it was going to be horrible. All right, so let's look at it. No bubbles along the edge. The mica powder on the bottom. Very like satin finish, gold satin finish. Here's the pipe work on the bottom. So that's going to match the top. And let's get the top out and hope there's no bubbles. There might be 1 or 2. There's always 1 or 2. Yeah, there's at least 1. See 1. All right, you ready? There's 1 bubble right there. I don't think that's going to affect anything. Oh, so pretty. I think that gold was a perfect color. It's not too in your face. Here's how it fits together. It's nice and deep. It's like, I don't know, 2 inches deep. All right, so what we're gonna do now is place his picture. I put Mod Podge over his picture so it doesn't create bubbles. We're gonna put his picture on there under UV resin, and then I'm going to place the flowers. Oh, she wanted the gold flowers. I'm gonna place the flowers somewhere, kind of like the one I did for the other box for Autumn's. And then I'm going to put rhinestones around the heart just to finish off the edge. Once that's all done, I'm going to print out the decals on the Cricut and get everything that she wanted written on there, and those are going to go on the 2 sides. So let me get this glued down first, and then once it's set, then I'll get the UV resin out. I think what I'm going to do this time is put Mod Podge. This is Mod Podge on the back of it because it's going to dry really fast. and it'll dry clear. Oops, that's a little too much. Let me wipe some of that off. Now this is vinyl I printed on. It's not photo paper or anything. So you can peel it and stick it, but I'm gonna get it in place. Hold it down. Put a little too much on there. Thank God it dries clear. Get that off. I just want all the edges sealed so no bubbles escape. I'm gonna hold this down until it's done, and then we'll get the resin out. All right, it's adhered down pretty good. I'm going to use my clear hard type. It's not the high viscosity, it's more running. I'm just gonna kind of fill this up. Nice good coat. It's gonna shine everything up, shine his picture back up. And I'll probably place that one rose down while it's curing. So I'm gonna just tuck it into all the little corners. You don't have to rush because this is not gonna cure, it's not gonna thicken. So make sure everything's right if you do something like this before you put the light over it. Now because this is thicker than like what I would do on a pendant, I always say hold the light up really high. I mean, not really high, but like 6 inches for the first couple minutes, just so it doesn't buckle on you. Grab a lighter and pop any bubbles that you see. I'm gonna get that, try to get that piece of glitter off. Don't want it there. Let me grab a lighter. The lighter is kind of the same as a torch. I'm just going to look it over. Oh, see, from another angle. I think that's a piece of glitter right there. I think I got it. I don't want any glitter on his head. All right, I'm just gonna keep checking it. I see another little piece of glitter. Once you use glitter in a room, that's it. It's here forever. It doesn't matter how much you clean, how much you wipe up, it just doesn't matter. You just have to deal with it at that point. Get that piece off. I just don't want to go rushing into curing this till I look at it from every angle. There's a glare on it for you. Sorry about that. Pop bubbles again. And I think this one's going to go right here, like that. Maybe I can do these all at once. When the cured resin may help it. Okay, I think I don't see anything else, so I'm just going to turn my light on. Like, I'm going to hold it. This is about 6 inches away. I'm going to hold it like this for about 2 minutes, and then I will go ahead and set it down on top of it for about 5. All right, everything is attached. Now I do want to let you know these roses did not stay the first time, so I pulled them off, cured the resin underneath, and then I just attached it around the edge with UV resin in little spots that would touch other resin. So now everything's on there. So now I'm going to take some rhinestones, and I picked these yellow gold ones, and I just want to shout out to Elisa who gave me the rhinestones. You have a part in this, so you have also helped get this beautiful for Mandy. So I just want to say thank you for the rhinestones, because I would have not had the right color. I'm taking my liquid fusion glue, and I will fast forward, but I'll do a few. I'm just going to go around the edge with a small little line. This is not UV, this is just going to dry clear. Okay, I've got that. Get your little wax pencil out and just one at a time grab your rhinestones and go around whatever it is you're going around. I didn't want them to like stand out. I didn't want a different color. I just wanted a little bit of shimmer to them. So that's why I chose this color, because it kind of goes along with the theme of the box. And then you just shake this little rhinestone tray. If there aren't any in the right position for you, then you just shake the tray and they'll flip right over. You can move them while you have time. You got about 15 minutes. So that just gives it a little bit of finish for around the edge. So I'm just going to do that all the way around. I'll give you a fast forward. And that's it. Now we just let it dry. I mean, it's very subtle. I mean, it is a man, of course, so I didn't want it like crazy blingy, even though it's for Mandy. I get it, but what do you guys think? All right, now I'm gonna let this dry. Put this on the box over here, and I'm going to cut out the decals. Are we ready to wrap this one up for her? I am. I printed out the words. So this is gonna go on the right side. This is going to go on the left side. I know you probably can't read it, but you will when it's on. So it's kind of hard to do when it's this shape because I can't really put it on anything. Just trying to get it straight. And now, let me see if I can pull that off. I need the words to be all the way to the bottom because I did print them a little bit larger. Not there. Sorry guys if you can't see. I'm trying to do this and let you see at the same time. It's a little bit difficult. I'm trying to line up that T on his name right there. Okay. It's really close to the bottom. Hopefully it will work. I'm going to peel this off before I do the other side. I just want this eye to go on last. So I can properly place it. There we go. Christian 9491. I counted all. And then this one. I need about right. A little lower. Problem is trying to line it up with the other side, and I use my strong grip. So the Y is a little bit too big, so it is going to wrap down a little bit. Hopefully it's okay. Let's pull it off. There we go. There we go. That's it, guys. It is done. Mandy, I hope you like it. I hope you can keep certain special things in these boxes for you and your mom and your dad. I will get you all some pictures. Thanks for hanging out with me, everyone, today. I hope you leave Mandy a message in the comments. She has gone through things I can't even imagine. So don't leave comments for me. Leave comments for her, because I'm sure she'll read them all. So thanks for stopping in, you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. I will get you final pictures of everything in better lighting. And yeah, have a blessed day, everyone. Bye-bye.